Hey everybody, thanks. Welcome to another devotional today. Today we're going to look at a story, another familiar story from Luke chapter 9, verse 41. It's the woman with the flow of blood. And it says in verse 41, "And behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of a synagogue. He fell down at Jesus' feet and begged him to come to his house. For he had an only daughter about 12 years of age, and she was dying. But he went, but as he went, the multitude thronged him. Now a woman having a flow of blood for 12 years, who had spent all her livelihood on physicians, could not be healed by any, came from behind and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her flow of blood stopped. And when Jesus said, 'Who touched me?' And when all denied it, Peter and those who were with him said, 'Master, the multitude throng you and press you, and you say, Who touched me?' But Jesus said, 'Someone touched me, for I perceived power going out from me.' Now when the woman saw that she was not hidden, she came trembling, falling down before him, and declared to him in the presence of all the people the reason that she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said to her, 'Daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you well. Go in peace.'" What an amazing story. And kind of a nugget to understand this is Jesus was living in a season of great tension because he came to fulfill the old covenant and introduce a new covenant. So even though he was born in the time of the Old Covenant, therefore he was subject to Old Covenant laws, he was also introducing to the children of Israel, particularly wanting to challenge the Pharisees on this, some new ways of thinking. This woman, according to the laws that Jesus lived under of the time, the Levitical, Mosaic laws, is that if she was having her flow of blood in that month, and for this woman had been for years, she was unclean. She was not supposed to go out into public. And it's not because some God was some, I don't know, there was health reasons for this, okay? They didn't have the sanitary things that we have nowadays. There's health reasons why when the women had the flow of blood, they were to withdraw, not go out into public, and it's so you didn't spread disease. And here, this woman was not supposed to even be out in public. And yet she heard that Jesus was coming. Now, there's an interesting thing. What did she hear? She must have heard good. She must have heard that this was a man that was at least a prophet of God, if not God himself. She must have heard about the miracles. She must have heard about all the good things that he was doing, because it caused her to break the law, the spiritual church laws of her time, and to go out into public. And so here it is. She comes into this public setting, and it's people pressing in all around Jesus. And she touches just the hem of his garment. She doesn't even get him to stop and lay hands on her head and do all the things that we think that we need to do to see somebody healed. She touches the hem of his garment. And he stops and says, "Who touched me?" And the disciples are incredulous and like, Master, what do you mean, who touched you? There's like people pressing in all around you. And he says, "No, someone touched me." And I think that's the point I want to bring out here today, friends. There is touching Jesus, and then there's touching Jesus. This woman touched Christ in faith. She was confident. She knew that if she could touch him, listen, she'd gone to every other physician. She'd spent all of her wealth. Verse 23 says that she had this flow of blood for 12 years, who had spent all her livelihood on physicians. Maybe you feel like that you're at the end of your rope today. I want you to know that's a perfect place to be, because at the end of everyone's rope is Jesus Christ. Touch the hem of his garment today. Reach out to him, not begging, but in confidence, knowing that he's a good God, that he has provided, he came to this earth to provide all things for life and for godliness for you. You can lay hold of the blessings of the kingdom of God through faith today. And that's verse 48. He said to this woman, "Daughter," I love it, daughter. I love being called a son and daughter of God. "Daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you whole." Let's reach out today, touch the hem of Christ's garment, and through faith, draw virtue into our lives.